I found a phantom cabin. Deep within the dense, unmapped thickets of the Blackwood Forest, I stumbled upon a structure that shouldn't exist. My GPS showed nothing but a vast expanse of green, yet there it stood, weathered and gray against the mountainside. The wood was silvered by decades of rain and snow, clinging to a stone foundation that looked ancient. There were no trails leading to this clearing, no footprints in the dirt, and no sign that anyone had visited this ridge in years. It sat in a pocket of silence so profound it felt heavy. Pushing the heavy oak door, I expected it to be locked or rotting away entirely. Instead, it creaked open to reveal a room that felt strangely expectant. A single wooden table stood in the center, dusted with a fine layer of silt, but the chairs were neatly tucked in as if waiting for guests.I stepped inside, the air tasting of cedar and something metallic. On the hearth, a pile of firewood sat perfectly stacked, bone-dry despite the recent storms. It wasn't just abandoned, it looked as though the previous occupant had simply stepped out for a moment and never returned. My flashlight beam swept across the walls, catching on a series of sketches pinned to a board. They weren't landscapes or studies of nature, but intricate, hand-drawn maps of the very forest surrounding me. Every landmark was marked, but some trails led to places that defied any logic of geography. As I reached out to touch a sketch, a sudden, sharp metallic click echoed from the corner of the room. The temperature plummeted, turning my breath into white mist in the dim light. I realized then that the cabin wasn't missing from the maps because it was forgotten, but because it was hiding. I didn't stay to find out what was coming for me. I scrambled back through the door and sprinted down the slope, never once looking back at the clearing. Even now, miles away from the mountains, I can still feel that cold, unmapped silence watching me.